Hello, my little demons. And here we are again with another rant and rage. And I am going to rant and rage about, um, I don't know how to say it. Is it Suspiria? Suspiria. Suspiria. I have been asked by a lot of people actually to watch this movie. Most recently is him. I am not even going to attempt to say that because I'm just no. Um, yeah, a lot of people have said that this was a great movie and that I had to watch it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a go. Now, I know there's two versions of it. There's the original from, I think it's 1977, and I think they just recently did a remake of it. I watched the original last night, and what? What is this? Okay, now I understand that a lot of you might get butthurt over what I'm going to say about this movie. And that's fine. You know, we all have our own opinions about things. This is just my opinion. And that's fine. It's whatever. This is only my opinion. I just do this for fun. So I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in cinematography or acting or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I like and what I don't like. And I didn't like this movie. There's a lot of reasons why I didn't like it. There was just, okay. Just to start things off on a light note, I have never in my life seen a blind dude or blind person use a dog and a cane at the same time. Yeah, I know, something stupid to pick at, but I have to throw that out there. I've never seen that before. I thought that was kind of funny. So maybe it wasn't supposed to be funny, but it made me giggle. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but at the beginning of the movie, I was pretty certain that the name of the main character was Sarah. And then somehow down the line, we see that her name changed to Susie. Maybe I've gotten confused. I'm not really sure, but I swear that they changed her name at some point in the movie and they didn't address the fact that they fucked up her name. Was that me? Did I miss something? You know, to be perfectly honest with you, throughout this entire movie, I feel like I've missed something. And then there's this whole, the whole storytelling of this movie was really poorly done. Like, you didn't really, yeah, there's a story there, but it wasn't told very well. It wasn't explained well enough. We get the fact that it's this dance boarding school that is hiding a coven of witches, but we don't really understand just how creepy the nature of this school is. I mean, the creepiest part to me was having this other girl explain why it's creepy. She was creepy. The place didn't seem creepy to me. The witches didn't seem creepy to me. But the girl, she was creepy. And she also jumped into barbed wire, like on purpose. But we don't look before we jump. I'm pretty sure that is we learned to do that when we were about 5 years old, just as human beings. You look before you jump. There's a whole saying about it, look before you leap. And she jumped. Whatever. That's yet another point of the movie that was stupid to me. The whole thing was kind of stupid to me. For me, I looked at this movie so this one time this guy got stoned out his tree, happened to stumble across an old VHS, popped it in, and because he was so stoned and fucked out of his tree, and he heard this crazy music and saw these flashing lights, he was like, mind blown. This is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I need to tell my other stoner friends to come on over and watch this. So they come on over. They get fucked out their tree. They pop this movie into the VHS. They watch it. They hear all this crazy sound effects. They see all these crazy lighting and crazy angles of the camera. And they're like, oh my God, best horror movie ever. They didn't really think the horror movie was that great. They just know they got a load of free drugs and got to watch something trippy. And that is how a cult classic is born. That's what I think happened here. I think that visually, yeah, okay, I will give credit where credit is due. Visually, the film was really nice. It was, there was parts in there where I thought, oh my God, I want my house to look like that. The sound was irritating as fuck. Like, maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. But all I wanted to do was watch the movie in mute. The sound annoyed the piss out of me. It was grating. It was ear piercing. It made my brain melt. I didn't like it. I know maybe that's a selling point for the movie, but for me, it was the exact opposite. The sound in this movie infuriated me to the point where I almost stopped watching the movie because it was that infuriating. But apparently that's a good point to the movie that some people say. I don't think it's a good point to the movie. I think it's ridiculous and yuck and no and fuck. No. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not any better off for seeing this movie. I would have been perfectly fine not seeing the movie. I would like to see the remake though, because there's a story there somewhere, I think. I think that if they make, scary witches, like this, then yeah, this could potentially be a good movie. I think maybe I'm hoping that the remake actually makes a story from this and doesn't rely on this obnoxious noise and weird cinematography. Because really, at the end of the day, I think that's all this movie was. It was just, and I think her name is Pirate Girl. She's here. I'm gonna link her down in the description below. She sent me an article, which I read. I'm gonna link that down below as well, about that it's memorable because of the sound and the visuals. I think there's a huge difference between a movie that looks good versus a movie that is good. This movie looked all right, but it was shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. It was shit. And I'm sorry if I'm offending you. Actually, I don't care if I'm offending you. Let's be real here. If I'm offending you because I think a horror movie is shit, then you got bigger issues than the fact that I'm offending you. So yeah, that's that. But it's shit. It's weird. And I felt kind of like I was watching a sequel at some points. I felt like I was out of the loop somehow. I wasn't really drawn into the story. I felt like I was pushed away from the story. I just didn't like it. It was just shit. I mean, yeah, that's my whole take on it. I'm sorry. This was shit. I didn't like it. However, I do want to see the remake to see if they can kind of pull an actual story out of this. I would like to see if they can do that. Do I think that you should watch the original? I think you can give it a huge miss. I really do. I think if you haven't seen it already, you don't really need to. Wait for the sequel and let's see if that one's any better. So until next time, happy nightmares.